All righty. Good morning, everybody. Running just a little bit behind schedule, but we are here as we are every Saturday for the Cashman's Playbook. I am Alan Cashman. Before we get started, if you would, like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, please like and retweet. Just little things like that really help. If you want to become a Picks member, go to TheCashmanwins.com. You can get betting advice, you get picks, access to all computer projections, everything for $1.50 a week or less. So check out TheCashmanwins.com and find something that works for you. Last week, we hit on the Red Sox over 2.5 first 5 innings. That was on Saturday. That was the only play I had for the broadcast. Last night, hockey computer projections hit another NHL total. Model 2 and 3 both had the over 5.5 for Dallas and Vegas. These two models are 29-1 in the NHL playoffs when they agree on a total. We will have a NHL total for today later for these computer projections for subscribers. So again, become a Pick subscriber. Go to TheCashmanwins.com. Before we get started, how many of you watched the Heat last night go up 2-0 over Boston? No field goals in the fourth quarter for Jason Tatum, 0-3 in the fourth quarter. So you got your star player here, the self-proclaimed one of the best in the world. He shoots only 3 shots in the fourth quarter in a close playoff game. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, you've known for at least the last year, over a year, when I really started paying attention to Tatum, that he's a fraud. He's a talent, but he disappears way too often. I think he's a child, which is par for the course with today's NBA. Many of these guys, grown men that just are children mentally. But I tell you who's not a child, and that's Jimmy Butler. Butler is a throwback. He does not care what anyone thinks. He's not worried about how people view him. He doesn't have to tell you he's one of the best. He's just a killer. He's there to beat you. He's got that mentality like Jordan, Bird, Kobe, they all had. His goal is to come in there and destroy you. And I love Jimmy Butler. And I can't say that about too many athletes these days, but Jimmy Butler, he's become one of my favorite athletes, definitely one of my favorite NBA players. I'd love to see him get a ring. Didn't watch much NBA in the regular season this year, but it seems like every year, no matter what, the NBA playoffs give you something to root for. And for me this year, it's Jimmy Butler and the Heat, and I really pulling for Jokic and the Nuggets out west to beat LeBron. So probably not the matchup that networks are wanting right now, but you got two teams in Miami and Denver that are both up 2-0. I definitely pulling from both of those teams to meet up in the finals. So we'll see how that plays out. We've got the Lakers and Nuggets later this evening. I believe they play tonight. So PGA Championship from Oak Hill, really poor showing for a lot of big names so far. I gave out a few golfers on Thursday. John Rahm and Tony Finau were among them. Neither look like they have a shot at right now, 6 over or worse. So I don't think we're going to have much from them. Dustin Johnson, we've got him on our list. He's still within striking distance. Did not look very good Friday after a pretty good Thursday. So hopefully he will give us a reason to watch on Sunday, and he'll have a good round 3 for us today. We'll be following that. I think he tees off a little after 1 o'clock. Let's jump into the baseball for today. We'll have 1 or 2 plays, it looks like. First one, Cubs are at Philadelphia today, 4:05 Eastern. Jameson Taillon versus Aaron Nola. I'm going to take this is a little bit different bet. You're going to have to get this on DraftKings. I don't remember. I know the first 5 is usually DraftKings, or if you're doing team totals, DraftKings or PointsBet, but I'm not sure if PointsBet does the first 7 innings. And I'm going to take Philadelphia over 3.5 runs for the first 7 innings, minus 125, like I said. And I think DraftKings is the best book for baseball. They just give you so many options. If you've got the option to use DraftKings wherever you're located, grab them as a second book to use, because they're so good for baseball. They give you so many different options, and that's what you're looking for. You want to be able to play these. I know some of you might be in states that are subscribers that can't always play these team totals, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these first 5 team totals and versus these highly juiced sides, but minus 200, minus 300 that really present zero value. So I am going to take Philadelphia over 3.5 for the first 7 innings today. You can look at Jameson Taillon. He's not worked out so far for the Cubs, signing him 6.53 ERA in his last 7 starts, 6.66 ERA this season, a whip over 1.5. He's just not been very good. He's allowed 3 or more runs in 6 of his last 7 starts. And then you look at left-handed batters, they're hitting 326, slugging 565 versus Tyon this season. I'd say watch for Bryson Stott, Bryce Harper, maybe Cody Clemens if he's in the lineup in this matchup to do some damage today versus Tyon. And then Tyon has a career ERA over 4 on the road, and ERA over 6 in his career versus the Phillies. And his ERA is 11.57 in his career at Citizens Bank Park. When you look at the Cubs bullpen, an ERA over 7 over the last 10 games. Phillies are not hitting their best right now, so I would downgrade this to a little bit of a smaller play. It jumped out at me at first when I saw it last night when I started looking at things. I don't like the Phillies offense right now. They did hit for us earlier this week in San Francisco. We needed them over 2.5 first 5. They got that, ended up getting 4 for the game. But, I think a lot of things line up in this one. Makes a lot of sense that the Phillies have 4 runs on the board by the end of the 7th inning. And I think minus 125 is a pretty good price for this, given what I just mentioned to you about Tyon and the Cubs bullpen. So I'm going to take the Phillies over 3.5 first 7 innings at minus 125 at DraftKings. As far as the rest of the MLB for Saturday, like the Astros, but they're one of those teams that's juiced all the way up to minus 300. You probably need to find another team to parlay with on the money line. I would lean towards the Giants and the Angels today as well. I have not made plays on those either one of those just yet. But you go back to that Astros game, I would take a look at the Astros today also as a second play, over 2.5 for the first 5 innings as well. Astros are taking on J.P. Sears in Oakland. You look at Sears, 7.84 ERA on the road this season. He's a left-hander, and left-handed batters are hitting 3.67 against him. So watch for Kyle Tucker, Jordan Alvarez for Houston. And then you look at the other side of the plate, the right-handed hitters for Houston. You got Alex Bregman. Jose Altuve is coming back, set to make his debut today as well. This Oakland bullpen, an ERA over 6 on the season. So Houston should get some runs. Houston has scored 5 or more runs in 6 of their last 8 games. So I think minus 125, was that the number here? Minus 1, Houston, yeah, minus 125, minus 130, over 2.5 for the first 5 today is a pretty good play. So back to Astros there, over 2.5 first 5 against J.P. Sears and this Oakland team and this weak Oakland bullpen. So 2 plays for today. I'm going to take the Phillies over 3.5 first 7 innings. Minus 125, you have to get to that probably at DraftKings. I'll need to look and see if PointsBet offers that as well. And then we'll take the Astros over 2.5 first 5 innings. I think minus 125 or minus 130. So just those 2 plays for the MLB today. We'll watch PGA and see if Dustin Johnson can get us back into the rooting and get us back into play for Sunday and have something to root for. And that'll be it for this week, a little shorter this week on the playbook. So if you would, again, like and subscribe. If you want to become a Picks member, go to the website, TheCashmanwins.com. Next weekend, we'll look at some drivers for the Indianapolis 500, which is 8 days away. And then we may get into some more NFL win totals. We've went over a few already. I already gave out Pittsburgh as a season win total on the broadcast a couple weeks back. But that's going to do it for the day. Go to TheCashmanwins.com. Become a Pick subscriber for less than $1.50 a week. Enjoy this weekend. I hope it's a beautiful one. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, guys.